Have you messed up at stuff where you're like, yeah, but I'm going to try it again?
Yeah, I think I've messed up a lot over the years.
Yeah, I mean, again, welcome to the club.
But I mean, so do other people that are professionals at what they do. I mean, it's just kind of like life.
How about if somebody tells you, nah, it's all been a Grand Slam home runs, bro.
They're
100%.
They're lying.
Every time I touch it, it turns to gold. Because a lot of these guru motherfuckers do. Yeah. And I'll just be like, no, I don't believe you, man.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I think everyone has mistakes or like learning curves, I guess. But I think the biggest thing is people are they're more concerned with what other people are thinking of them. You know?
What's up with that?
I don't know. Those people are miserable too.
Because don't you get lost in that when you're like, well, if you're going around people pleasing, then at the end of the day, I go lay my head to the pillow and I'm just like, boy,
yeah,
I'm not getting that day back. And I spent that whole day
worried about what whoever thought. Yeah, I think
I'm not saying walking around being a dick.
No, not at all. I think that it's more so just that shouldn't even be a concern. Like, those people are miserable, and if they're really that concerned about what you're doing, they don't have a lot going on.
I think that's I think you probably got there faster than a lot of people, because a lot of people, you're creating things and they're immediately telling you that sucks, or they're drawing flies on it. Like if you're in business and you're like trying to start a coffee shop, maybe the balance sheet tells you that sucks, but like people don't go out of their way to tell you like, that creamer and that coffee, they both suck, which means you suck, which means you shouldn't do this job. When you're making art, they'll be like, or I put something on YouTube and they'll be like, this is bullshit. Your delivery sucks. Or this one time I got all beat up doing sparring. It was all cut up. And it was like, what's Scarface got to say today? And I'm like, that's the most creative shit I've ever heard.
It's awesome.
So I get a little bit of that, but no, I don't think it's as personal as when you make art and then people are like, that's the worst thing on the wall. Like they said to you in college.
I still, we do projects where people, you know, we'll talk shit on it. You know, it's part of it. They're just going to be miserable people that are unhappy and want to have some. I bet they are like #1 on Yelp. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to give out, like, you're the #1 Yelper. Like, if you're on Yelp, we're probably not hanging out.
Have you seen that, Nate Bart? Yeah. Have you seen that?
I am dead serious. Like, but I love the ones that are like amazing. Like, what was it? The comedian, they read them out loud.
Was it Nate Bargatze? The one where he talks about the lady and then like the next day her Yelp review or her review views went up like 50,000.
Really?
But she didn't find out till like 4 days later. The reason why is because it was in one of his specials.
Okay, I didn't know.
So he'll say like, so for 4 days, this Karen is just like, I am like the OG reviewer. Everyone comes, they're looking for my review before they're going to this restaurant.
That's awesome.
No, the bad review things, that's an interesting world.
Yeah, I think I just kind of let it roll off. I mean, there's just always going to be miserable people that aren't into what you're doing.
But your mindset, though, is cool because you, like an hour ago, said, but there are going to be all kinds of people into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so instead of like, well, I don't know, people might not like this, you're more like, a bunch of people are going to think this is rad. And those, by putting this up, those are going to be my people.
Those are your people. And then you just need to focus on those people. Like, you don't need to focus on the people that aren't for you. It's kind of like there's people that are just always, it doesn't matter what you do, they're just never going to support you or be for you. It doesn't matter. So it's kind of, it is a mind shift. Again, it goes back to like power of thought and being in control of that. Like it's very natural when people talk negative or, you know, talk shit on what you're doing, that you want to kind of focus on that. But you have to be really strong in the thought process is to keep focusing on everything that's positive and staying in that zone.
Well, don't you think
it's hard.